So, I stopped playing EarthMC. Sort of. Well, I just haven't been playing as often as I used to, which was last summer and before that. Before I talk more about that, I want to talk about my history on EarthMC, because I've never talked about that before on the channel. I joined EarthMC for the first time on June 8th, 2021, and joined the town Auvergne, Francia. A week or so later, I stopped playing and got auto-kicked from the town. In August 2021, I had a new plan and crossed the ocean to Domino, which was in the nation Labrador. I ended up joining the town of Domino. A few months later, on November 28th, 2021, I created the town Labrador Navy, which was an island that was supposed to be a military base, but it ended up becoming more of a town, which was against the rules because, I ruined the world with a fake island. Obviously, I couldn't keep building this for a long time, so I demolished it all and made a new town called Rigolette City on February 27th, 2022, which still exists today. Once the release of the Terra Aurora map came around in May 2022, I obviously stopped playing on this old map, which was Terra Nova, and stopped working on Rigolette City. I created the town Abuja on May 14th, 2022, which I still work on today, at least somewhat. This town has belonged to so many nations during its lifetime. For example, Gold Coast, Nigeria, Benin, Mali, and Chad. If you've watched my other EarthMC videos, you know I was originally in Gold Coast. I left this nation a few months after I joined it when the owner, Nethermite 13, became inactive, and there was no sign of return. I joined Nigeria, which was owned by Vantacruz at the time. When Vantacruz left the area and sold Nigeria to an inactive player, I joined Mali, then Benin, because a friend of mine made that nation. But sadly, around a year ago, we got into a Cold War because of his toxicity that came completely out of nowhere. I left his nation and joined Mali, then Chad, because of the much more tight-knit community. Nethermite actually did become active again, so I left Chad and rejoined Gold Coast. His return actually did lead to the demise of Benin and the toxic guy's town, the Golden Circle. Benin has since been handed over to Bonzo and Michel of Porto Novo and Lagos. The ownership of the nation has switched between them several times. Unfortunately, not too long later, Nethermite became inactive again, and I joined Mali and haven't left ever since. So you can say that Mali has been the transition nation for Abuja. But you might be asking, why didn't you join Benin? Well, it's all because there weren't enough residents in the nation to get me enough plots. Well, that leads me to the question, why have I been pretty inactive? Well, it's probably because I've lost motivation to build, which is the main thing I do in Abuja. Also, it's gotten really difficult to recruit for me, so it's hard to get a lot of plots to build. It hasn't always been this way. In the days Terra Nova was popular, I was able to get 25 residents in Rigolette City. The peak for Abuja was only 6 just because I had burned out, and because of the two servers coexisting, it was hard to find people that would come to Terra Aurora first. Now I've basically reached the max plots for the amount of residents I have in my town. I've recruited my friends on the server, but I keep getting tired of telling them to log on just to keep their player data. It's been difficult, and I still would appreciate it if anyone watching this video who's townless could join. I might start playing actively again soon, as I have some plans for the future. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video.